All right, so today we're doing a deep dive into something you probably see all the time, but maybe don't think about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're at a sports bar or a big conference center, and there are dozens of screens all showing perfect 4K video.
Right, and they're hundreds of feet away from the source.
Exactly. How do they do that? Well, it often comes down to a piece of hardware like this one, the Kramer DTAXR-OUT4-F32.
That is a mouthful of a model number.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's essentially a 4-output, 4K HDMI, and analog audio over HDBaseT card.
And that last part, HDBaseT, that's really the magic here. This card is all about solving the distance problem.
So let's get into the specs. The big number here is the data rate, which is listed at 10.2 gigabits per second.
Which, breaks down to 3.4 GBPs for each graphics channel. And that number dictates everything about the video quality.
It really does. Because that's why to get 4K resolution at 60 hertz,
So a nice, smooth frame rate.
it has to use 4.2.0 chroma subsampling.
It's a necessary trade-off. It's a smart way to compress the color information just a little bit.
To prioritize the sharpness and the motion.
Exactly. For digital signs or live sports, that fluid motion is what you really care about. Your eye won't even notice the slight color compression.
But, HDBaseT is more than just a long video cable. The way this card handles it, it's a full transceiver.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just a one-way fire hose for video. It's bidirectional.
What does that mean in a practical sense?
Well, you're also extending 100 megabit Ethernet, plus IR and RS-232 control signals.
Down the same single cable?
All down that same copper line.
So, okay, that is a lifesaver for anyone managing a large facility.
It's huge.
Instead of just blasting a signal to a projector 300 feet up in the rafters, you can actually talk back to it from the control room.
You can query the device, check its status, power it on or off. You don't have to send a technician up a ladder. It's all remote.
That simplifies the whole infrastructure. The audio side is pretty clever, too. It has analog audio embedding and de-embedding.
Which just gives you a ton of flexibility.
So.
Well, think about it. You might send the video to a big display in a lobby.
Right.
But you don't want the audio coming from the TV's tiny speakers. You want it to come from the ceiling speakers.
So you can strip the audio out right at the card, at the rack, and send it to a separate amplifier.
Exactly. It saves you from needing a bunch of extra little boxes and converters. It's all integrated.
Okay, let's talk about the physical limits. We're still talking about a copper wire here. How far can this thing actually push a signal?
In what they call normal mode, you're getting 4K video up to 100 meters, so about 330 feet.
That's already pretty impressive.
But if you step down the resolution to, say, 1080p, you can go into ultra mode.
And what does that get you?
That stretches all the way to 180 meters. That's almost 600 feet.
Wow, that is a massive distance for a copper cable. But I did see a little note in the specs.
Yes. The fine print.
It says those maximum ranges are achieved when using Kramer HDBaseT cables.
And that's not just them trying to sell you more stuff. It genuinely matters.
So you can't just grab any old Cat 6 cable from a box and expect to get 600 feet of stable video.
You'd be lucky if you did. At those distances, you're fighting physics. Signal loss, crosstalk between the wire pairs.
So the shielding and the twist rate of the cable become the bottleneck.
Precisely. The tolerances have to be perfect for the transceiver and the card to make sense of the signal at the other end.
Got it. And it does all this pretty efficiently, right? Only 26 watts to power 4 of these long-range channels.
Yep. It's a real workhorse for any big modular system. It creates a very clean, very manageable setup for a large venue.
So before we wrap this up, here's a thought to leave you with. We've gotten really, really good at squeezing every last drop of performance out of copper.
We really have. HDBaseT is a marvel of engineering.
But now we're looking ahead to things like 8K video, or even uncompressed 4K with full 4.4.4 color. We're hitting a wall.
A physical wall, yeah.
Is this the peak for copper? I mean, are we at the point where the next generation of this technology has to be purely fiber optic because copper just can't carry the load anymore?
That's the big question. It feels like the inevitable shift we're all watching for.
Something to think about. Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.